Gezi, here we are, halfway through the Premier League, currently sat in third. How would you assess your first half of the Premier League season?
Yeah, a little bit up and down. Probably some games I've lost that I shouldn't have lost, and it will be a couple of points. But yeah, I'm in a decent place.
Have you set yourself a points tally that you think you'll need? Obviously, you got fourth last year on 25 points. Have you had a look at what you think you're going to need to get to the O2 again?
I just target 2 points each week. So at the minute, I think I'm 2 points behind where I wanted to be. So if I can just pick that up in the second half, then yeah, I think I'll be enough.
Have you had time to reflect on last week in Dublin? Because you played brilliant for most of it, but just in the final, you were in that winning position, but just couldn't get that extra leg that you needed. Have you had time to look back on what went wrong?
To be honest, with you, I thought about it after. I was a bit disappointed, but the day after, I haven't thought about it hardly at all, really. I've had a weekend in Benidorm, so I haven't had time to think about it. Took my mind off it, which was good. And unless someone's bringing it up, I don't really think about it. It's probably something I would have dwelled on in the past, but it's gone. I'll move on.
I remember going back a few years, your record against Michael was awful, and you always said that once you got that one, you'd be all right. Is it the same thing with Luke Littler at the moment? Because you haven't been able to kill him off when you've been in good positions recently. Do you feel once you've done it once in a big game, then you'll be okay again, like against MVG?
I don't think the situation is anything near what it was with Michael. I mean, I've been in winning positions. It's just games that I've lost, not because I'm overthinking. It's just the way the game's gone. But no, if I played Luke today, if I played him tomorrow, I'd be more confident that I'm going to win. But yeah, it's nothing nowhere near like it was against Michael. It was a mental battle. It was just something I hadn't done for ever. I don't think so. It was tough for me to get over the winning line, but nowhere near that with Luke at the minute, I don't think.
Cheers, Gazzy. Thank you.
Hello, Gezi. Thanks for your time. You mentioned you just had a weekend over in Benidorm. We know that the schedule for you Premier League players is packed. And how important though is it to find that time just to go away, unwind, relax, and forget about that with all of the travel and tournament that you guys got to play?
Yeah, it was nice just to get away. I was away for 3 days. I had a couple of drinks with the boys on the Sunday and sort of chilled out on the Monday and came home on Tuesday ready to travel here on Wednesday. So it was nice to get away and just, put the darts down for a week and just chill out.
What are your thoughts on all the issues with the travelling at the moment? I've seen a few boys who went to Belgium said that it might be the last Euro tour because of the long queues at passport control. I know that you've said before that when you're at home, you want to be away, and when you're away, that you want to be back at home. So, what are your thoughts on those issues?
Yeah, obviously, even today, coming through security took quite a while. So it is difficult, but it is what you got to do if you're going to be traveling to Europe and places like that. But yeah, it's difficult to try and balance it. But what can we do? The tournaments are what they are. If you decide to do Premier League and World Series, and as players, we decide to chuck in exhibitions as well. So sometimes that don't help. But yeah, it is quite busy at the minute.
You mentioned that after the loss to Luke Littler, it was something that you didn't think about the next day. Is that from your change in mindset? Say if that happened 18 months, 2 years ago, would that be something that you'd have dwelled on a little bit more?
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe because I'm enjoying the game or my mindset's a little bit different. And yeah, obviously I'm in the top four. If I was fighting to get inside the top four, maybe it would have been a little bit different. Or if it was a game where I really needed the points to qualify for something, then it's different. But there's plenty more games left. It wasn't a do or die. It might come back and haunt me at the end, but I've got plenty of games left yet to pick up some more points.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for your time.
No worries.
Gezi, just give us an example of how tough it is for you guys to travel at the moment. Are the queues long at most European airports that you're experiencing?
To be honest, with you, it hasn't been too bad for me at the minute, but obviously I didn't go to Belgium where the boys had it really tough. I think they were stuck for a couple of hours. Yeah, and I've been in that situation before, and it can be tough, but it's nothing we can do about it. You just have to try and get on with it. But yeah, I'm not sure.
Do you think guys will pick and choose now the Euro tours they go to, just because you've got
But
Easter coming up?
players do now anyway. Obviously, some of the venues are quite tough to get to. You're flying somewhere, then you might have to get a train or a long journey in a shuttle with a couple of other players, and boys tend to miss those ones. But yes, it's tough if you've got to go and you're chasing ranking points to get into the European finals, or just to pick up points to stay in certain positions in pro tours, or if you're chasing the match play or something like that, then you have to go.
You're playing Van Veen, but the poor guy's had kidney stones removed. I mean, have you got any sympathy for him? It's bloody painful, that.
Yeah, obviously, Michael's had days off where he's been ill. Gian's been off and was ill. I missed out on a tournament after, I think, one of the Premier League nights. I was suffering with a really bad back and took some time off. So I know how tough it is to miss tournaments and to, having to let points slip. It's not easy, and it's not something you want to do. But yeah, I messaged him and said maybe we should take another week off and chill out a little bit. And yeah, I know he saw the funny side of it. But yeah, I'm glad he's back, and glad he's looking forward to playing.
Just finding for me, I suppose you don't know what you're going to get up against, because he could go up there and just be full of adrenaline like Johnny Clayton was when he had gout, or he could be really in pain. You just don't know what you're going to be expecting, do you, from the other side? I know you focus on
Yeah,
your own
but
game, but
that's the thing. Like I just same with Josh Rock. I know he's been struggling in the Premier League, but I know how well he can play, and I went and played in Dublin as if I was playing the best version of Josh Rock. So that's what I'll do tomorrow.
thank you.
I guess. With Gian, do you have, are you going to show him no mercy on the stage tomorrow? Because obviously, he's not going to be 100%.
Hopefully not. I hope he's going to play rubbish. But yeah, I'm up there to win. I'm up there not to show mercy to anyone. Hopefully he's medically fine. But I just hope he can't throw darts. But it's going to be a night that I'm just out there to try and win.
Are you surprised he's there at all? Because, I mean, he's tried desperately this week just to throw darts. So is it a surprise to see him?
Yeah, obviously I've never had kidney stones, but I've heard off a load of people how tough and how painful it can be. So yeah, fair play to him for trying to get back as quick as he has. But yeah, I'm not sure how well or how unwell he still is. But fingers crossed that, like I said, medically he's okay.
And regarding the Premier League, and we had contenders a few years ago, but if a player, say for example, a player is missing, do you think the PTC could potentially bring in somebody just for a night if they know that a player's going to miss out?
I don't think so. No, I think that'd be totally unfair. Same as when you had the challenges, it was a good idea, but unfair to the players that are playing the challenges, because every player is a different standard, and you're not one person could play, for instance, Fallon Sherrock, someone could play Chris Dobie, someone could play Luke Humphries, like I did when he was a challenger at the time. So yeah, each player is different and different standards, so I don't think it's fair.
And just regarding the format in itself, obviously with players missing out, it is tough over 16, 17 weeks. So, I mean, would you like to see a change in the future?
Yeah, I think if you're looking at the problems with the format at the minute, where it is probably a little bit repetitive, and if someone is ill, then it's no way of trying to get those points back. They miss a week and somebody gets gifted points, which is a little bit unfair. But yes, I'm not sure what they're going to do about it, or if they're going to change it. But I'll just keep turning up and playing. But yeah, I'm not going to moan too much about it.
Good luck tomorrow, guys.
No worries.